Hey folks, it's Sam, and I'm making this video on the full moon in Aries that is happening on October 17th rather, at 4:15 a.m., like 4:15 in the morning. It's in Ashwini Nakshatra, which is related to the twin horses, light and swift nakshatra. So this full moon in Aries is, of course, it actually comes after the recent lunar eclipse that we had. You could see these are the many updates. I am going to be doing a full moon in Aries for all 12 signs for members, but you could see the last lunation was the new moon in Virgo, which was a solar eclipse just updated 12 days ago as I record this. So we have these ongoing lunation cycles that happen all the time. So this full moon in Aries is definitely a big shift. I'm going to be giving 3 big tips at the end of this video that are really the most important tips for getting by during this time. Because again, when we have these lunation cycles, they really focus our attention. So as always, I do want to take a second to encourage you, if you're not a subscriber, to click subscribe and ring the bell to be updated with notifications. Also, please leave a positive comment if this is helpful to you. It does help to get more people watching the video, and at the very least, just click like. The easiest way to show support for the video and the channel is to just click like. So thanks for that. So we'll jump in here. And, this is the full moon in Aries. Again, the last full moon happened in Pisces, and it was a lunar eclipse. You could see if we go back, these are all the updates. The previous full moon in Pisces was also a lunar eclipse. You see that was done about 3 weeks ago. And as you see, we have these ongoing lunation cycles that happen. I also do updates, every week. I do a weekly update, but this is an anomaly and a specialty because when we have the full moons, this is when the sun, as you see, is on one side of the earth and the moon is on the opposite side. That's what makes the moon full. And so Aries and the full moon in Aries is a time when the mind is very fiery, our emotions are very fiery, and it's sort of breaking out of the recent intensity of the full moons and the eclipses, and even the previous full moon, the previous 2 full moons. One was joined Saturn, then one is joined Rahu. This is more, again, of a fiery, independent, sense, even of kind of like a new beginning, at least emotionally. That's how it feels. And again, these things are different for each sign depending on your rising sign. For example, if you're a, Gemini, for example, this is happening in your 11th house. And that's totally different than if you're like, let's say, Capricorn, where then that full moon is in your 4th house. If you're Scorpio, that full moon is in your 6th house. And again, this is what I go over when I go over these full moon assessments for all 12 signs at the different membership levels. And you can, as you see, there's a link at the, or you can click join at the bottom of the video, and you wind up going to a page like this that pops up, and you get offered the opportunity to join the membership site. And at the $9.99 level, at the Examiner Lemurian level, you get all of those updates, especially this full moon in Aries for your sign. And so again, Aries is ruled by Mars. It's where we are fiery, focused individually, and where our nature, at least the emotional nature, is focused on individual power and in some ways a lack of compromise, right? It's where we are wanting to clarify and be distinct as an individual. But there's things like frustration and impatience. The first nakshatra of Aries is Ashwini. Ashwini is literally means the twin horses, or the symbol are twin horses, which are light and swift and moving fast. And so one of the big indicators in Ashwini Nakshatra is, of course, the symbol is two horses. And just like you would join those horses together in like a chariot, right? You've seen in the movies, Ben-Hur or something when they're riding the chariot, or of course, Krishna when he's riding in the chariot, the horses are all pulling in the same direction. And many times you use a yoke, you join them at the shoulder so that they pull in the same direction, right? If you got the horses, pulling in different directions, then you're just going to get torn apart. So this is that type of energy, that sort of propulsion and that propulsive force that keeps our life moving forward. So this is the first nakshatra in the sky. And of course, in all the Vedic texts, it says that the zodiac begins, it's Aries and Ashwini. That's what the zodiac is. It's not based on the seasons, it's based on the sky, with Aries and Ashwini at the beginning of the zodiac. So again, this isn't every Vedic astrology text. It's not up for question, up for grabs, that the zodiac begins here at this point. And then there are 27 portions of sky. So again, very important section of the zodiac, which is very much about new beginnings, moving forward in that sort of propulsive, dynamic way. And so again, there's that theme of new beginnings, and how we can move past our stuck nature, right? And again, particularly the last couple months, there's certainly been a lot of this sort of stuck feeling, these stuck emotional energies with, again, the last two full moons happened with the moon joined Saturn and the moon joined Rahu. Now we're sort of breaking free. Now, the sun has just moved into Libra, where it's in its debilitated sign. There's also, Mars is about to be debilitated here. I'm going to be talking about these things here very soon. Jupiter just went retrograde. So there's quite a bit of energy in transition right now, things feeling in flux, which is kind of a different nature, but definitely the qualities of Aries are really important, and also a lot of these different nakshatras. And there's a big focus on this nakshatra here, of Ashwini. And by the way, I did want to also just let people know, if you're interested, and I've been doing quite a few of these nakshatra hero's journey readings. I do these readings where you can get this, and I call it the hero's journey reading because it really shows your cosmic journey. That's what the nakshatras are. They are these deeper cosmic forces behind the zodiac signs. Like, for example, Jupiter turned retrograde in Mrigashira. Saturn just went retrograde into Shatabishak nakshatra, which has to do with the celestial water. Rahu is in a watery nakshatra called Uttara Bhadrapada. And we started seeing all of these things like floods and whatnot. So there's quite a bit, when Mars was also in Ardra nakshatra, there was a lot of flooding and things like that. So these nakshatras are very powerful as well. If you did want to have me look at your 4 most important nakshatras, that would be the moon deity nakshatra, the sun deity, the ascendant deity, and the ruling planet deity. I'll look at those nakshatras for you. I'll drop a link where you can have me talk about that for 30 minutes. These hero's journey reports are very popular, so you could check that out as well if you're interested. But you'll notice that that first section of Aries related to Ashwini is about this focus, this propulsive force going forward, right? You think of that, Aries is symbolized by the ram, where the head is down and we're kind of butting our head into things, right? That's the nature of Aries, of that ram energy, is to just trust our instinct and take action, right? But sometimes, again, our head is down and we're not looking up and looking around and looking at other people and things like that. So this is a big thing you have to be careful of. Have to be careful of at this time is that kind of head down, ramming into things, banging into things, right? So you want to keep your eyes up and looking around. Again, Sun Mercury will be helping out there. But again, the fact that Mars is about to change signs as well is a bit tricky. Again, you can see down here, I have this join and subscribe. As you see, it's below the video. And again, you can go here. And if you join at the $9.99 level, it includes actually the weekly forecast, and also it includes this weekly forecast. You'll also get this Jupiter retrograde cycle for all 12 signs. You'll get this full moon in Aries for all 12 signs. And you'll also get the members week ahead. You'll get this regular week ahead forecast that you see I do every week. And you'll get the new moon and full moon videos. That's for $9.99 per month. Again, a lot of people wind up getting the $29.99, the full 5D Oracle level, because then you get all of these videos, which is actually more, it's like 10 to 15 videos per month. And these are all these updates where you get the regular week ahead, the Vedic week ahead. You also get these classes. I'll be finishing up my election videos. Also, other case studies where I've done things on like different nakshatras and lunar nodes and stuff. So you can check out those different member levels. But at the very least, you want to find out what this full moon in Aries means for you. Because again, if you're Libra, it's happening in your 7th house. If you're Leo, it's happening in your 9th house. And on Wednesday, the 16th of October, I'm going to be doing live this comprehensive full moon in all 12 signs, this full moon in Aries for all 12 signs at that examiner level. And I'll be doing that live. Of course, then you'll also have the recording to watch whenever you want. Very important to understand this. And again, I have 3 important tips that everyone should be focusing on now in order to get the most out of this cycle. The first is you want to have patience. The moon in Aries and this cycle can be impatient, fiery, impatient. Things aren't fast enough. You're like saying, okay, I want it now. I want it now. I'm even sort of low level, frustrated kind of thing. So you need to cultivate patience with this full moon in Aries. You also need to cultivate focus. You need to be focused and not scattered. This is the quality of Ashwini. That focus that's moving you forward in life. So again, this can be very good for starting new projects, new goals ahead. And again, feeling very powerfully aligned, like, okay, now it's very clear that I need to be doing this. I need to have my mind and energy and emotions moving forward and clear. But again, you need to be both patient and focused, not in too much of a hurry where you're irritable, frustrated, right? And again, this is a cycle that will be happening for several weeks. And again, this is also why it's very important to know, like if you're Pisces, this is happening in your 2nd house. If you're Sagittarius, it's happening in your 5th house. So again, go ahead and get that examiner level, that $9.99 level. But so again, you need that patience and the focus, and then also combined with surrender, because again, the moon is passing through this place right before, and Mars, the ruling planet, is about to go into Cancer, which in its highest sense is really surrendering the irritability. Because, this is really the problem with the Mars energy, is that it also brings a sense of irritability into our life, where we are irritable about things not happening fast enough, other people, and we're not being responsible for the things that we've done, right? Instead, it's like, oh, the reason I'm feeling upset is because somebody's oppressing me, or you did this thing that's wrong. So, and again, we need to surrender and let go of that. So these are very important things to keep in mind with this full moon in Aries. And again, as we build up to that, you also want to understand, again, it's like a 30-day cycle, emotional cycle, and you want to know how it's going to affect you. If you're Cancer, it's your 10th house. If you're Virgo, it's your 8th house. So again, for not much money there, you can get that examiner level, only $9.99. When you click the link there, when you click this join button, you wind up going here. And again, the first one is $4.99, but it's at the $9.99 examiner level that you can get that. And you'll be able to know what this means for your sign. And again, as it says here, on Wednesday, October 16th at 4:30 p.m. Pacific time, I'll be going live and actually doing the comprehensive full moon in Aries for all 12 signs. So you can also get that and get these other videos. You'll also get the Jupiter retrograde cycle for your sign for all 12 signs that I just did. You'll also get the membership for this week that just happened, and all of these member ahead, a week ahead for the members. If you want to get the Vedic week ahead, you would join at the visionary level. And if you want to get all of it, then you would join at the Oracle 5D star level. So again, not a lot of money, and you can get a lot of updates and stay tuned in to the Vedic astrology. I've been doing these forecasts for really more than 10 years now. I started in 2009, that's like 15 years that I've been doing these forecasts. Now YouTube allows me to do it simply like this and really reach a lot. So aside from all of that, this is a very transformative time, this full moon after the eclipse, after the solar eclipse. And then this waning cycle is leading up to the next new moon, which is called Diwali. So there's a lot going on. And also look for updates about this shift of Mars into Cancer and whatnot. So anyway, as I said before, please like, share, and subscribe, and make a comment if you would like to. And we thank you for your time and attention. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel.